Resistance.
Yes, everyone, this is TinMan TV. I, of course, am the great, the powerful TinMan. Chris Sheldon with the Worldwide Resistance Network, coming to you live this Tuesday evening, June 23rd, 2026. Wow. This year's gone by quick. This is Meth Monster Blue. The fictitious product that doesn't actually exist because nobody gets me money! I'm just playing. No, we don't have any corporate sponsors. APAC don't give us no money. We are of the people, by the people, for the people. So if you like these broadcasts, you like the things we talk about, and you resonate with what we're saying on these podcasts, please share the live feed, share the free transmissions, follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. On YouTube, hit the like and follow button and the notification bell and all that nonsense to circumvent their algorithms and their attempts to blackball alternative media and help us get the word out there. And as always, check out our online store. Tons of great merchandise. None of the profits go to us on a personal level. Everything that we make goes back into the network, into the podcast. As you will see when Revan joins us for the roundtable or on his show, Great Jedi TV, he's got the old TWWRN banner. In his room, he's got a gray Jedi lightsaber for his show, Great Jedi TV, that airs every Tuesday and Thursday at, I believe, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's his time. I live on the East Coast. I live in Tennessee, so my time's different than his, so I'm trying to figure out what time is he going. It's like, how do you not know what time he goes on? It's like, well, we live in two different time zones. That's why. But yeah, you'll be able to see all the gear that he has for his shows and the new banner here. Why? Because of you guys. You guys help support the broadcast. You guys help boost our monetization and buy the t-shirts and the hats and all that. We would be nothing without you guys, which is why we say we are of the people, by the people, for the people. And if you are watching this, you are the resistance, because everything we do is for and about and because of you. So again, support the broadcast. And again, even if you don't want to buy anything from the store, it costs nothing to share the live feeds or to follow us on our various social medias or to engage in the conversation. Comments are now enabled. So if you have any thoughts, opinions, information, or just want to troll, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, guys. I love a good troll. I love to have some fun. But we can't have any fun. Can't have any sort of conversation if you don't join in the conversation. So comments are enabled. Join in the conversation in the comments section, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, whatever. I'm not 100% sure if Rumble's comments will display, but I do have them over here on my secondary monitor. So I will be able to respond to you in real time. No worries, I got you. So, on that note, let's go ahead and jump into this Tuesday night broadcast. We got a lot of fun things to talk about here. First and foremost, Tucker Carlson is pretty much all over the media. Pretty much done with the GOP, done with the Republican Party. He clarified what is happening and what he is doing today on the Alex Jones show. But for those of you who do not know, and for those of you who do know, it's no secret, or should be no secret, that Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson have a long, complicated history together. And Jones has made it a point of covering for Tucker Carlson the issues that Tucker Carlson has been facing, the legal backlash of Tucker having talked to an Iranian media source and was subsequently accused of being a traitor and providing information to the Iranians and other subsequent issues. And Jones has made it a point of covering that quite extensively. Like, Tucker has been through the ringer, and with everything that's been happening with the Trump administration and the Iranian conflict, brown-nosing Israel, the mishandling, for lack of a better word, of the Epstein documents. I'm not even sure mishandling would be the appropriate word. It's just a complete cover-up of the Epstein files as it is. Most people are disillusioned with Donald Trump, and Tucker Carlson has been very outspoken about that and very vocal about that and very public, even to the point of being mainstream about it. And I guess today was just kind of the breaking point for him. So he went on his podcast, said he was pretty much done with the GDP. And then he went on Jones's show to talk about the issue, his major update and clarification on his announcement that he has left the GOP. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Where is it? Yes. Exclusive. Tucker Carlson gives major update / clarification on his announcement that he has left the GOP.
I mean, I can't support the Republican Party in its current incarnation for the same reason I can't support the Democratic Party in its current incarnation. They have the same views. They have the same views on the big questions, on the economy and foreign policy. Trump, over the past year, has been essentially indistinguishable from Chuck Schumer on the big issues. And again, just to restate, the big issues are how do you manage the economy, how you decide who gets the wealth, who doesn't, and how do you manage your foreign policy? Where do you engage? What are your priorities? And on those questions, which are the questions of government, with all respect to the trans debate, okay, those are the big questions, they're in lockstep. And I didn't want that to be true. I thought that Trump was an option to that. I thought he was a third option. I supported Trump in 2024, not because he's a Republican, but because he was not a traditional Republican. That's the whole point. And that's why everyone I know supported Trump, not because he had identical views to the Republican Party leadership. He had very different views. And I thought those were the views that were going to be enacted into law and policy, but they weren't.
This question came in from Pug Holder, and it says, Tucker, you say you're leaving the Republican Party. Will you commit to not supporting J.D. Vance if he runs for president? Well, I mean, I know this a lot better than Mr. Neocon, Israel First, Marco Rubio. Another lady, Dina Rhea, says, will he please help us start an American First party? How do we better position 2028? We need someone who actually gives a damn and is willing to make massive changes in the Fed, stay out of endless wars, etc. Seems, unfortunately, like Trump has a stranglehold on the GOP. Seems fruitless. I think that's why you're saying you're leaving. But maybe I'm too pessimistic. Says money printer, go bruh. And I got a bunch of other ones. Let me ask you this way. What do you mean by you're done with the Republicans? Obviously, you don't think you're endorsing the Democrats. What are you saying here? Is this like when Joe Kent resigned to draw attention, to get them to course correct? Or well, here you are. Yes. What does Tucker Carlson say?
I mean, as usual, I don't have any kind of plan or grand strategy. I've never had that in my life. I was asked a question and I answered it directly. And the question was, can you support this? And of course not. I mean, I can't support the Republican Party in its current incarnation for the same reason I can't support the Democratic Party in its current incarnation. They have the same views. They have the same views on the big questions, on the economy and foreign policy. Trump, over the past year, has been essentially indistinguishable from Chuck Schumer on the big issues. And again, just to restate, the big issues are how do you manage the economy, how you decide who gets the wealth, who doesn't, and how do you manage your foreign policy? Where do you engage? What are your priorities? And on those questions, which are the questions of government, with all respect to the trans debate, okay, those are the big questions, they're in lockstep. And I didn't want that to be true. I thought that Trump was an option to that. I thought he was a third option. I supported Trump in 2024, not because he's a Republican, but because he was not a traditional Republican. That's the whole point. And that's why everyone I know supported Trump, not because he had identical views to the Republican Party leadership. He had very different views. And I thought those were the views that were going to be enacted into law and policy, but they weren't. And instead, the views of Mike Johnson, a person for whom I have no respect at all, those views became dominant, the Mark Levin views. So like, why would I support that? I would never support that. Why? Because I'm an American and I want what's best for my country. It's that simple. I'm not being paid by anybody and I'm not being told what to say. I've got a bunch of kids. I want the country to continue in a recognizable way. And I don't
totally
think the Democrats' ideas will allow that.
So, and I understand it's just a gut level thing to say, hey, I'm not with this because Trump's with the Republican establishment more than ever.
Yeah, because everyone's imprisoned in this binary. And that's the whole point of it. That's why they emphasize the trans stuff. The trans stuff is insane and it's disgusting. It's anti-Christian. But why do they emphasize it? Maybe they created it for this reason, to create the illusion that there is this massive fight between the parties, when in fact, on the big issues, they are in lockstep. There is no meaningful difference on economics and foreign policy between what this administration has done by and large and by what Chuck Schumer would do were he president. Sure. Now, I hope that changes.
Sure, it's like
by the
abortion
way, I've
used
supported
to be. It becomes a football issue, so they can act like there's something they disagree with, but on the main issues, it continues on. So what are you advising people to do? I mean, still good Republicans that are America firsters, support them. Don't support
I'd support good people. And if they call themselves Republicans, that's fine. I'm just saying, or if they call themselves Democrats, that's fine. Try to think clearly. Here's my point, to the extent I have one. Try to think clearly about what's good for your family and good for your nation, and factor out the irrelevant things like party identification or peripheral issues that don't have direct bearing on the future of your kids, and try and think clearly about what your real interests are and who opposes them. And I'm just saying, I don't care how many times he goes on Fox News, Mike Johnson, the Republican Speaker of the House from Louisiana, opposes everything that is in your family's interest long-term. And that would include territorial integrity, immigration. That would include the strength of the US dollar, the economy. And that would include whether or not your son or grandson gets killed fighting a war for Israel. It's that simple.
I totally agree. So let me ask you this.
I don't know why would we support that? And I don't care what name you call me or what name you call yourself. I'm a conservative Republican. I'm part of the Liberty Pro-Jesus Caucus. Really? Show me how. Like, we should demand a little bit more, I think.
Hi, folks. Doc Bigley here. And today we're going to get...
Yeah. I can't say that I disagree with Tucker Carlson's statements. But what I did notice in the media is the idea that he has left the GOP and turned his back on Republicans begs the question, where's he going to go from there? Now, he did say on the Jones Show that he would prospectively support J.D. Vance in a 2028 presidential run, and does still support J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance has been a strong proponent of the conflict in Iran and is getting a lot of backlash and getting a lot of shit from within the administration for his stance on that. Even though Vance does support the president, as the VP should, he has been clear on where he does stand with Israel, with the Iranian conflict. So that kind of earned sway with Tucker Carlson and other like-minded individuals. So I wouldn't say that he has abandoned the Republican Party in favor of the Democrats and saying, hey, let's go vote for the Democrats to say fuck you to Trump and to prove a point to Trump in the primaries, like Nick Fuentes is suggesting. But where Tucker Carlson plans to go is unclear at this point. But he seems to be pretty clear on the issue that he does support Vance, but he does not support Trump or the GOP, which is completely understandable. But a lot of people are saying that he's jumped ship and is now going to be going towards the Democratic Party. And we've seen a lot of that in the mainstream news, that Trump has, that Tucker Carlson has turned his back on the Republican Party as a whole. And the notion is being sold, well, if he's not Republican, he must be going Democrat. Hence the title of the video. Tucker Carlson leaves Republican Party for leftist hypocrisy, which I should change that to a question mark. If I can. I cannot change that. I will change that in post. But yeah, that would be the mainline issue. Has he, in fact, left for the Democratic Party? Now, where the hypocrisy comes in is mostly in the rhetoric that comes from the battle of the alleged left-right paradigm. Now, anybody who tunes into the Worldwide Resistance Network or has been watching us for any length of time knows that, for the most part, myself and our hosts, we remain neutral. We don't get caught up in the left-right paradigm. Many of us have many conservative ideals, and I would say that I have a mix of Republican and conservative ideals. For me, I would probably say I would be more conservative leaning. If I were to define myself, I would be a Democrat from the 90s. I would be what the Democrats were in the late 80s, early 90s. That's what I would classify myself as an old school 90s Democrat, maybe a moderate conservative by today's standards. I would not consider myself MAGA in any form or fashion. I did have hope that Trump was going to be the one to, quote, drain the swamp. Like Tucker Carlson said, you know, he was not like your traditional Republicans. He was, at least in terms of presentation, the guy who was going to end the globalist system. He was going to expose the Epstein files. He was going to pursue criminal action against the criminals within our government and get the foreign influences out of power and the shadow government gone. But we really haven't seen that. We've seen a lot of backbiting. We've seen a lot of promises, but we've seen even more breaking promises. And that we are still pushing towards a globalist, cashless society control system. Nothing has been done about that. Yeah, he's pulled away from the Paris Accords and all of that, but then he goes and forms his own peace organization with people that he appointed, his own little special counsel. And it kind of just leaves people like myself going, no, this is not what we wanted. We wanted away from systems like that. The Bohemian Club, the Trilateral Commission, all these organizations still exist. The United States still participates in. We still have UN representatives. We have not left the United Nations. There's still a lot of problems there. And I can see where a lot of Democrats are coming from in their grievance with Trump. But for the most part, my biggest caveat and why I cannot get behind the Democrats is the hypocrisy and the bullshit rhetoric. I just cannot do that. I cannot do that. And I'm going to give you guys an example here. Okay. This is a prime example of the hypocrisy that I am talking about. And I'm going to get into detail on this because it just pisses me off. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? I lost it. Where did it go? Okay. There it is. No, gays aren't trying to force their lifestyle on you. You're thinking of Republicans, mainly Christian conservatives. Really now? Is that really the case? Let's have a look. Here's something that I found earlier today. And I'll come back to this in a moment, but I want to show you this video of something that is happening at Disneyland, something that I found today.
Of the kids, it's just delightful. Here's some of the video. Disneyland held a Pride Night over in California. Again, this is not Disney World, this is Disneyland. And Mickey was marching in front of the kids. It's just delightful. Here's some of the video. So you've got drag queens marching alongside Mickey. And all the characters, Chip and Dale, dancing on the Pride float. And men dancing with each other at Disneyland. It's a place for children. For children, gang. That's nice. Isn't that delightful? Seriously, what are you doing? Disneyland, what are you doing? Why in the world would you take what is clearly adult activity and put it in the middle of Disneyland? Why would you do such a thing? And you may suggest that it's heteronormative, that there are princes and princesses who fall in love with each other in Disney movies, because reality is heteronormative. I hate to break it to you. The entire basis of human reproduction is heteronormative. That is how biological sex works. There may be exceptions to the rule, but the glorification of those exceptions and treating the exception as though it ought to be the rule in front of children is, again, it's all about the proselytization when it comes to stuff like this. What else is it for? Nobody is. Remember how it was, what happens in my bedroom stays in my bedroom, and now it's just parades at Disneyland? If you think that this stuff is not going to come back and come back significantly stronger than it ever was in revenge for Donald Trump's tenure, you're out of your mind. It absolutely will come back. Woke is not gone. Woke is just sleeping. And woke will awaken once again when Democrats take power. Once again. Insane stuff. Disneyland.
Yeah, and I can't say that I disagree. I mean, what goes on in your bedroom should stay in your fucking bedroom, whether you're gay or homosexual or not, okay? Straight people don't have an entire month to themselves. In fact, Gay Pride Month circumvented Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah. how many people actually know that June is actually and has been Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Which you think should be a precedence, because Democrats are really big on healthcare reform, which includes mental health. And they're very big on that as well. So you'd think that they wouldn't want mental health being circumvented in any capacity. But again, the hypocrisy. And, going back to this conversation on this post, saying that gays aren't trying to force their lifestyle. Okay, then why is it remotely public? I mean, I have gay and bisexual friends and Democrat friends who say that the agenda of the far left, and this is far left, is completely out of hand, and they're not in support of it. They're not in support of the things that LGBTQ plus is doing. And I come right out and say it. Says the people who force their way into churches, schools, and the wrong locker rooms and bathrooms, drag queen story time, as well as public streets, and stealing June away from Men's Mental Health Awareness Month for Gay Pride Month. Again, nothing against gays, but let's look at the reality. I go continuing on. Yeah, okay. Like we don't remember how you were given an inch and took them out. All they wanted was to be able to get married and mind their own business. And now look at where we are. Now, how about you just do like everyone else and keep what you do in the bedroom to yourself instead of being force-feeding assholes playing victim? And that's what this is. And I had a responder go, how is this being forced on you? Just because something exists doesn't mean you have to be a part of it. And again, let's see if as a Christian, I run a church or a bakery or work as a county clerk, and you come to me regarding your gay wedding and I turn you away because of my faith, I get help for it. That affects me. If my children are being taught about gay relations and gender dysphoria behind my back when they are just children, we're not even talking teenagers or preteens, we're talking little children in grades, in elementary school, kindergarten even, maybe even preschools in some areas. Okay? Or deal with someone dressed up like they're from the Rocky Horror Picture Show when I take my kids to the library. Drag queen story time. That affects me. That affects people who don't want to be subjected to it and don't want their kids subjected to it. Or I have to see it on the streets. I go to fucking Disneyland. I love fucking Disneyland. I live closer to Disney World now, but, I've always loved Disneyland. I don't want political or sexual ideologies pushed on me. I want to go and just have a good time with my friends and family. I want, when you go to places like that, you want to get away from the hells of the world, the political landscape and all that. You just want to go and have fun. It's a Magic Kingdom. It's not the fabulous kingdom. I mean, come on. I understand neutrality and on that and being accepting of all people. But you got to understand where things are appropriate to push and where they're not. Okay? Again, that affects me. Again, if you're gay, that's fine by me. I have gay and bi friends, and even they agree, as I say in this statement. Even they agree. What a person does is their bedroom and it's their business, and that's where it needs to stay. And this person fires back going, your faith is your personal business. Your job is your job. If you can't separate the two, then maybe that's not the job for you. And once you enter the public, you agree to whatever is out there. Christians have a habit of forcing their beliefs onto others. We need to do better. Okay, what? You talk about their beliefs being forced on others and then say that we need to accept whatever's in a public space. Okay, what? If they have a right to be in public space, so do street preachers. Now, I'm not necessarily condoning, street preachers going into gay neighborhoods and being dicks. Okay, but to sit there and condemn one while promoting the other is an outright fucking hypocrisy. And again, I go to further illustrate that point. It says, wow, your hypocrisy is astounding, spewing once you enter the public, you agree to whatever is out there, then turn around and bitch that Christians are pushing their faith in public. What a hypocrite. And to condone sex in public on children and to promote the undermining of anyone's religious protections, but demand these same constitutional protections for your sexuality is just sick and, again, hypocritical. And even genuine gays are sick of this shit. Again, how many, I can't even tell you how many gay friends I have. Even like Reverend's son is gay. Reverend's son don't play that fucking bullshit. I have gay friends who aren't about this shit. I have gay people that I have worked with and presently work with who aren't about this shit. They're just like live and let live, as it should be. But it doesn't need to be in the public being flaunted and crammed down everybody's throat. And again, it's hypocritical. And even the gays, genuine gay people, are tired of it and not pushing it. They're tired of this shit. And I don't know how else to reiterate it. I'm not trying to gay bash. I got nothing against gay people. Not at all. But to force it on other people. And here's one thing I got to really point out. If everybody wants to say, brown pride, black pride, whatever, but if somebody says white pride, it's racist. You got gay pride, but if you have, and Pride Month for gays in June, Gay Pride Month in June, you got all these parades. But if straight people tried to do that shit, there would be an uproar and cancel culture. Like, there would be, probably to the point that there'd be blood in the fucking streets if straight people did these things. If straight people were doing what these people are doing in the pro-LGBTQ woke narrative. Okay, if straight people were to do any of the stuff that straight people are taking an issue with against the LGBTQ community, the LGBTQ community and the woke community would be out for fucking blood. It's hypocrisy. And they would be making the same arguments. Don't force yourself on others. But yet they say they're not forcing themselves on others. But yet would say that straight people are forcing themselves and their lifestyle on others. If heterosexuals were to do that. And do what gays are doing. No. I'm sorry, but no. That is a big fucking no. Okay? If it's not okay for one, it's not okay for anybody. Fuck. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Okay? And again, I'm not against gays. I'm all for it. I'm not going to sit there and say my dick don't get hard when I see two chicks making out. Or that I'm down with for a threesome with 2 chicks, or even a threesome with another dude, so long as like he and I ain't crossing swords. Ain't no thing about that. What up, Bernie? You want to join the show, Bernie? We're talking about hypocrisy. You want to join? Come and join, my brother. I'm going to send you a link, brother. Because I would love to get your thoughts. This would be fun. Let me go to Facebook and send the birdie the link. So the birdie can join us and the birdie can share his thoughts. Yeah. Link. There you go. Join the show. I just sent you the link, Tommy Bird. Come and join the show, my brother. Okay, close that out. So he should be probably joining us in a moment here. If he wants to join. I don't know. Are you even wanting to join, Bird? The fuck was that? Either somebody's car just backfired or we got gunshots. I think I pissed somebody off. Someone's hunting rabbits. They're very, very quiet. Someone's hunting rabbits. Though I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was hunting rabbits outside. Perks of living in the South. I don't know if Bird's going to be joining us, but we will give him a moment. Meantime, I'm going to go ahead and throw out another plug here. You should support the broadcasts, show those live feeds, and follow us on our various social media acts, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. And in fact, be sure to follow Ruben as well. Ruben's got a ton of great content, great Jedi TV and so forth. Follow him on all his social media. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on the little commercial and let him tell you all about it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reverend Ordo, and I'm a co-host of the Worldwide Resistance Network. I want to let you know about my content on my so here, check me out on Minds, Gab, MeWe, Cloud Hub, Tumblr, Parler, Getter, Rumble, Scoops, TikTok, and also on YouTube on the Anonymous Manawai Network and the Anonymous Republic Network. Also on Truth Social. And also check out the Worldwide Resistance Network. Also check out TinMan TV. Also on Tuesday evenings, Gray Jedi TV. Quote the Raven, D's nuts. Peace.
You're watching TinMan TV on the Worldwide Resistance Network. If you are watching this, you are the resistance. Yes, everyone, welcome back to TinMan TV. I just spoke with Tommy Bird, and he's got kids to handle. So he will not be joining us tonight, but that's okay. We wish him well. Handle them kids. Like you said, nothing duct tape can't handle. And those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, no, he's not going to duct tape his kids. Neither am I. Just making jokes. Just having fun. If anything, that this guy is like the model father and husband to the point that it's sickening. But we wish him all the best of luck with the little munchkins. Because he's gonna need it. Love kids to death. But you know what I really love about kids? The fact that I don't have any and I can always give them back. My nieces and nephews, I can always give them back to their parents. You gotta put up with them. I don't. I can pull the plug on that shit anytime I want to say, here, you take them back. They're your kids. But getting back to the show. What are you saying to me, buddy? What are you saying to me, brother? What you got? What you got? Keep that happy thought. Keep that happy thought. Yeah, Peter Pan syndrome all the way. I ain't gonna lie. My living room looks like a damn Toys R Us mixed with a Blockbuster video. If anything reminds you of the 80s or the 90s, it's my living room. But I digress. When you do, I hope all the girls... What? When you do, I hope all the girls... What? What? No. Okay, the plane just cleared the tower. No 9/11 just happened here. What the hell are you talking about? I'm confused. When you do have kids, I hope they're all girls. No, because I've mastered the pullout game. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mastered it. I will say it, Thomas. They probably would be all girls if I did have kids, but then you'll know my torture. Nah, I'll pass. Thank you. I will pass on that. You can have all that bullshit. I'll stick to being the uncle. And I guarantee you, I'll fight for my nieces and nephews to the day I die, but I guarantee you, if I get tired of their bullshit, they go right back to you. Now we're just totally off point here. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. I would like to think I'm a great uncle. I would die for my nieces and nephews. I would fight to the death. That's why I don't want that hypocritical woke bullshit being subjected to my nieces and nephews. Like, they're kids. Most of them are fucking kids. Like, I can never get behind the idea that sexuality should be pushed on children in any capacity. These are adult concepts. Okay? These are adult concepts that don't need to be forced on children. That's why they taught sex ed in high school. They didn't teach that shit in junior high and elementary school and all this other shit. They didn't have little kiddie books talking about homosexual relationships and gender dysphoria and gender identities and all that. Like this shit was unheard of when I was a kid. So I can't say that I want kids especially little kids, being subjected to that shit. But again, it's a hypocrisy. Oh, we're not forcing ourselves on you. And then here it is at fucking Disneyland. Oh, and if a straight person did that shit, there'd be hell in the fucking streets. There would be. And again, the hypocrisy never ends. You know, they talk about, oh shit, Birdie wanted to join. Holy fucking shitballs. What's up, Tommy Turd? Birdie wanted to join.
What's up?
Fucking shitballs. Will you mute me in the background, please? Thank you.
What's up?
Hard dicks and airplanes, and we're all out of airplanes.
What's up?
Are you watching the show in the background?
I can't hear you guys.
You can't hear me?
Hold on, let me call back and turn my stuff up.
Alrighty. Okay. I'm gonna kick you out of my ship. Okay, try it again. Hopefully I can get it to work. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We will be back with our regularly scheduled program as soon as we get our heads out of our ass. Yeah, I can't say that I get behind the hypocrisy. Like, people are very big when it comes to the left. The left are very big on, you know, being pro black people, pro reparations, all this shit. You know, Black Lives Matter, all of that. But then shit like this happens. Like, somebody explained this to me. How can a party that supports black people turn around and not call out their elected officials for screwing black people on their pay? Like, what the fuck? What kind of hypocritical bullshit is that? Like, seriously, what kind of hypocritical bullshit is that? Welcome back, Bertie.
What's up?
Again, hard dicks and airplanes, and I'm all out of airplanes. I don't even have my pilot's license.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I heard a little bit what you guys are talking about. You're talking about kids in school.
Yeah, you know, woke culture, LGBTQ culture, all of that.
Now, here's my standpoint on it. Well, basically, like, whatever you do with your life, it's on you. Like, me as a Christian, I'm not going to judge anybody. I don't hate nobody. And I think that's the problem. Like, I don't think real Christians are not forcing religion on other people. It's like, we're just trying to warn you that this is what we believe in and take it or leave it, you know? But like,
yeah, and most true Christians, I want to support your statement here on that, Thomas. Most Christians understand that there are people you can share the gospel with and people who you can't share the gospel with. And what I mean by that is people might be receptive to it and people beyond a shadow of a doubt aren't receptive to it.
Like, for instance, like my wife, she believes more on the left side. She believes in people that can live their lives the way they want. And I mean, I don't hate my wife. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna argue with her.
Divorce her!
You know what I mean? So, but here's the thing.
I'm kidding. Like, I love you. I love you, Alex.
You say he loves you.
Nothing but love.
She's playing a game right now. What's that game you playing? Babe. What are you playing? Overwatch. Oh my God, you just scared me. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that whatever you do behind your doors and whatever you do in your home, that's fine. But I don't think it's fair or justified to do it to the kids, younger generation. We should give these kids a chance to become an adult, to make their own decisions on that matter. Like,
if
we're
they
not.
grow up to be gay, that's
here's
fine.
Here's
but
the
don't
thing.
subject little kids to it.
If you're going to school to learn. Like, you're going to school to better your lives. We're not going there to learn about this ridiculous
We'd have to get them all
things, you know, whether you're woke or not woke. I mean, you're defeating the purpose of school. Telling your students that they're kitties and they can use the kitty litter and shit, or telling them that you're going to use my binary. No, you are a woman or a guy at school. Like, I am Mrs. or I am Mr. You know what I mean? Like,
like your politics and your gender ideology and any of that should not have a place in school. You're there to learn and prepare for the real world. You know, become a functional member of society, right? At least that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. So, I mean, I want them to set that aside and look at the bigger goal for the children's education. What does that have to do with anything with kids' education?
Yeah.
But
I understand being acceptance and tolerance or whatever. But
I will never understand that, but I'm not judging anybody for that. You know, it's listen, if I tell you that I'm a Christian and you're telling me I'm wrong, and if you are a binary or you have different pronouns and I tell you you're wrong, we ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of right or wrong. It's about staying together and be positive. Like, I have more respect for my gay friends because I don't believe in gay people, but at least I have gay friends. I love them as people, like not for what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I respect them as a person. But just because I don't believe of what they are or what they do behind closed doors doesn't mean that I don't have love for them because they're my friends. You know what I mean? Like,
it's Kyle.
I have no problem being friends with a transgender person. Matter of fact, I have a couple, but it doesn't mean I have to accept their rules. They understand it. I understand it, and we're cool about it. So why can't the world just chill a little bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're talking about kids. You know what I mean? We're talking about kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should force religion in school, and I don't think you should force that bull crap in school. It's there specifically for education, man. Whatever they decide to do later in their lives or at home has nothing to do with the greater purpose. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Kind of like
what we're looking at right here on the screen.
There's too much hate and too much killing going on right now. There's too much hate. You know what I mean? Like,
there is.
Everybody needs to chill. You know what I mean? Like,
and you talk about too much hate and whatnot. You know,
and this coming from a Christian. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of these people are saying that. You know, a lot of these people on the left are saying that Republicans are so violent, they're so aggressive and whatnot. But anytime you hear about a mass shooting, it's somebody on the left.
Right. You don't hear. I'm not saying it's not possible. What I'm saying is, like, nine times out of 10, it's always the left side. You know what I mean? Like,
like just today with the ICE protests, that these people were shooting fireworks at ICE agents.
Now, here's my standpoint that people need to realize that this is my opinion. Now, we are settlers here. All right. I know that the land wasn't ours when we came here. I know that immigrants built this country and made it to where it was. But here's the thing. What the hell does that have to do with right now? I wasn't a killer. I'm not racist. I don't have a problem with people. I'm not going to be judged for something I had no control over. You know what I mean? So it's like, my thing is, the hate needs to stop. The blaming needs to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the whole reparations thing. You got people on the left and trying to perpetuate this notion that blacks are owed reparations for slavery. Nobody alive has ever who lives in the United States has ever been or owned a slave.
I hate to tell you, sir, but we are all slaves. All of it.
Yeah, we're all slaves of the system.
White, black,
in
Chinese,
the traditional
Mexican
sense.
We're all slaves.
We are undoubtedly slaves to the system. Slavery, let's be honest, slavery never ended, and I'm glad you went that route. slavery never actually ended. They just made everybody slaves
They
and gave
spread
you
it
monopoly
to
money.
everybody.
Okay,
Now,
you're a slave to this. You're a slave to your job.
if
Okay,
you
the
don't
cost of
work,
living keeps going up, but the wages don't. Okay, that's slavery.
if you don't work, you don't get dead presidents on paper, and you can't eat. You can't. I mean, if you keep that mindset, you're a trap. That is slavery. You have a boss at a warehouse or any job anywhere that's gonna fire you for no damn reason, and he's getting way rich. The average person, what gets like where I'm at right now is like $15 an hour. So
Yeah.
the owner, which probably be a shareholder or whatever, is making millions a year.
Yeah.
We get a nickel and they get $1. You know what I mean? So it's like, but we're the ones that make them their money. We are slaves. They are using us to benefit them.
Absolutely, and that I can agree with where the left is coming from in terms of having agreements with that. And like a lot of people are talking about Elon Musk right now with his grievances, with their grievances towards him being the first trillionaire, and they're not being trillionaires. I can understand. The game is tilted. The table's tilted. The game is rigged.
Well, here's the thing. That's not okay, this is my opinion. It's not his fault that he's a trillionaire. Now let me explain that.
Yeah, he knew how to play the system.
No, it's not the play the system. It's the people that praise him and subscribe to him and buy his products. And if we never did that in the first place, he would never became a trillionaire. The people, made him a trillionaire. So the system is that we're doing. Like if I went to
we use PayPal, we use X.
Right. So
enough people buy his car that I think personally looks like a prison toilet.
So you guys want to stop it and stop this ridiculous thing about going to Mars. It's never going to happen. It's physically, and if you do send somebody to Mars, they cannot come back. It's a one-way mission, and that's if you make it. You know what I mean?
I can't say that I'm a fan of his AI, his microchip implants, and
AI thing is bullshit. They're ruining farmers that make food for our community to live, and they're replacing it with AI bullshit.
Yeah, all these data centers. You look at Bill Gates having bought up all that farmland, and now they're building data centers, and they're trying to push the fake bug meat on people that Bill Gates manufactures. The left say trust the science, but the people you're trusting is somebody that doesn't have a degree, doesn't have a medical degree, but is telling you that vaccines are good after he just went and told the World Health Organization in his press conference that is widely public that if they are successful with vaccines, they can reduce the human population by 15% in X amount of years. Okay, science is about investigating the facts and the evidence. Okay, why would you trust somebody that, as openly said, if they're successful with their vaccines, they can reduce human population?
Well, if they're going to do it, why don't you? If he's doing this whole AI bullshit, my question is, and this is far-fetched, by the way, why don't he just make machines, send them to go build everything they need on Mars, get it prepped and ready?
That might be the plan. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I
just think it's a waste of tax dollars. It's a waste of our money. We're paying for something that we don't have a control over it because of our government, because we pay our taxes, and it's ridiculous, man. The whole thing's ridiculous. And America's going downhill quick. There's other countries out there that are paying for your medical and helping you, and you can actually succeed and actually live a good life, and we are getting taxed. You know how when you go to a hospital, we get charged to go in there. We get charged for the room. We get charged for the time. The medicine's and if you can't afford insurance, which that shit's bullshit, unless you have kids and want to go on Medicaid, which even then, you know what I mean? Like
it's a bitch.
It's fucking stupid. They don't give a shit about us. They only give a shit what we could profit for them.
Yeah, like take medical expenses. I'm going to relate to you my own experience. My hospital stay is outrageous. I'm paying about $5,000. My bill is about $5,600 at present.
And
for
how
my
long were you in the
hospital stay when I
hospital
was
for?
diagnosed? 2 days.
That's bullshit. $5,000
Yeah,
for
and
2
that's
days?
at a 90% discount apparently. After
That's a 90% discount?
yeah. Yeah, you don't even want to see the paperwork on that shit, dude. It's fucking nuts. But as far as insurance goes, I'm not going to be in the hospital consistently, so the ends don't justify the means. And here's what I mean by that: my primary care physician I see once every 3 or 4 months. My visit to them is about $116. My insurance, if I wanted it with Blue Cross Blue Shield, would be $125 per month. And if I had a hospital stay or anything, they would only cover it after a $10,000 deductible is paid. The ends don't justify the means.
Over $100,000 if a woman is pregnant and gives birth at the hospital.
What's that?
It's like a little over $100,000 if a woman gives birth at the hospital.
My wife just said it's a little over $100,000 for a woman to even give birth in a hospital if you didn't have insurance.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
And we're supposed to be there for the people, by the people? Like,
yeah. And that's why a lot of the Democrats are wanting to go communist because, Canada's getting the free health care and all of that. But they don't understand what true communism is. And in fact, I got something I want to play on that. And I'm glad you brought all this up, Thomas, because this is something that people really don't look into. Like, they want communism. The leftists want communism, but they don't even know what communism is. And they cite things that aren't even communists.
Democratic Party is socialism. So get on board or get left behind. Okay, cool. Quick question though. Can you name some socialist countries that actually worked? Easy. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland. Shall I go on? Yes. See, I just saw that on TikTok Starter Pack. Those countries are actually not socialist economies. They're capitalist with strong welfare systems. But they have free healthcare though. Yeah, but they've got private businesses, free markets, and private ownership everywhere. They also have high taxes that fund healthcare, education, and social programs. But that's not full socialism. That's like capitalism with extra steps and a group project budget. Okay, fine. What about Germany? Oh, Germany, one of the strongest capitalist economies in the world. They've got private industry, competition, and a social market economy, which is just fancy German for capitalism, but with rules so it doesn't go crazy. Okay, our neighbors, Canada. Yeah, Canada does get called socialist a lot, but it's not. They've got public healthcare, sure, but businesses and industries are still mostly private and market driven. So again, not socialism, just healthcare with a maple leaf on it. Okay, then you give me an example of what real socialism is. Whew, kind of glad you asked. I was getting a little nervous you wouldn't go there. So true socialism is more like government owning major industries, heavy central planning, and way less private enterprise. Examples include usually point to Cuba, North Korea, and Vietnam. No, they tried socialism, it just didn't work. That's what they usually say. So just to recap, you don't hate capitalism. You just really like countries that aren't actually socialist. The future of the
here,
And
man.
again, I'm not opposed to our tax dollars going to benefit the American people. They absolutely should. It'd be better than going to Israel and AIPAC funding shit like this. Like, have a look at this one. Huh. Your tax dollars hard at work, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, USAID. Yeah. There's where your money goes, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some of those poor, starving children the Democrats keep talking about. Yeah, that's your USAID money.
Yep, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
Bro, can I say something? I'm not the brightest person.
Go for it. Take point.
Not to be, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know a little bit of history. I mean, we fought in with back in the day against the redcoats, and we were fighting against taxes so we can live free on our land. Then they brought taxes in when a world war came around, and they never stopped it.
Yeah,
Now,
it was only supposed to be a temporary measure to fund
yeah,
the
so
war
they
and
did
the
that.
recovery.
They funded bullets, ammunition, food. See, that makes sense. But now that we're not in a war, stop that shit. And now look at us. We're drowning, man. And now Trump is taking more taxes. Things are more expensive now to build an empire for us to go to war.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the big. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you know, they say that the beginning of the second coming of God and Jesus is the thoughts of war or rumors of war.
Wars and rumors of wars, yes.
We are in war. I don't care what anybody says. We are in war. He can say all he wants that we're bringing people back and we're going to stop and everything's good and we've made a peace treaty. Bullshit. This happened. This was said before a few years ago, and look, we're back at it again. And now we're peaceful again. No, we're in war, man.
Yeah, it's never stopped, and it's never going to stop
It's
because,
not
like
going
Trump
to.
said, we are a war country. War is big business. And, you know, getting back to what you were saying about the taxes not being necessary, that is absolutely correct. Our taxes really didn't go to anything in terms of war because the war actually boosted the economy. War, if you look at it, especially World War II, our economy was struggling after the crash of 29. And what really helped the American economy recover was joining in World War II and all that production ramping up. The automotive industry, in a large part, got converted for military use, for military jeeps and munitions and planes and whatnot. Okay, all these things boosted the economy, created jobs because they needed people to build this shit.
See, America
Boosted
used to
material
be-
use because we needed the materials for the products we were manufacturing for the war. So that actually boosted the economy, and it was the same thing in World War I. We were manufacturing this shit on the home front. So that actually boosted the economy and wouldn't have necessarily needed tax dollars, especially when you had tariffs that were pretty much funding things from before, even including the Civil War that we had just, what was it, not even 50 years prior to World War I? You had
Exactly.
tariffs and war bonds that funded those wars.
Man, one of the things that pissed me off the most is that when he started giving us stimulus checks, it's like he's rubbing it, like they're rubbing it in our face. We can pay the people. We can help the people. This is how we do it. And it didn't affect them at all.
No. Are you talking about the Obama stimulus, or are you talking about these? Yeah, that was what? I think I got like $400 on that. And most everybody used it to pay bills, and it didn't do shit to help the economy. And then he turned around and bailed out the banks in their entirety, completely forgave their debts to the Federal Reserves.
Just put up money in his pocket.
Sparked Occupy Wall Street.
There's people that are working in our government right now are not getting paid what they should be being getting paid, and all these other hired people are just pocketing the money.
Yeah, and we're not talking like government who, like Washington, D.C. or political offices or anything. We're talking, postal workers.
Yep.
Trash truck drivers. All that shit's local and city governments.
Water, street.
Yeah. All your utility companies, the trash pickup.
There's men out there.
Your utility line workers.
Last year, we had a very bad snowstorm, and our electricity went out. And I saw two men outside in a blizzard on a ladder, climbing up and trying to help the people to get the electricity back. They deserve that money, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and they don't get paid shit, man. They don't. And
I mean, they could stand to make a lot more than what they do. And most people are getting screwed economically. And there needs to be a balance. I get that people are getting screwed by their employers in terms of pay, and the economy's fucked on that.
but if you're fucking with the
Here's
people
my
who are
hypocrisy
actually,
with the whole thing with Elon Musk. They bitch about Elon Musk being the world's first trillionaire, but they don't bitch about Bill Gates. They don't bitch about George Soros or the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers or JP Morgan or the Clintons, who made their fortune off of their charity organization, the Clinton Foundation, or Nancy Pelosi,
exactly,
who made her fucking money as an insider stock trading. They don't say shit about any of those people, but they want to bitch about Elon Musk. It's a double standard.
It is. I have no problem with Elon Musk, although I mean, I don't think he's a good person. Like in general, like messing with Amber Turd and stuff like that. But as I mean, he did build an empire. The people were interested. They funded him. And he made trillions of dollars. So it's like,
yeah, he wouldn't be where he is if people didn't buy his products.
Exactly.
And things he did. Every one of us uses PayPal.
Right.
All of us are on Twitter. This feed is on Twitter, which is now X. People buy his cars. People invest in SpaceX and Starlink.
People
invest in that.
If you don't want him to be a trillionaire, which is kind of ridiculous, I mean, it's his ideas, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah, and he doesn't even actually have that money.
Then we, the people, need to start ignoring him. That's all we gotta do.
Yeah, you don't like him, don't buy his products. Get off X.
Yep. Don't acknowledge him at all.
Don't use PayPal. I don't think he even owns PayPal anymore. I think he sold that years ago.
That boy don't need PayPal.
You don't like X. You don't want him making money. Get off X. Don't buy his products. It's as simple as that.
It's that simple. I hate to break it to you all, but yeah, it's really that simple. Just ignore.
You want to know why people really want to have a bitch about Elon Musk?
Because they're jealous.
They bitch about this. He supported Trump. He worked for Doge. He did that shit, and he is very outspoken against Soros. Check this. Okay. The interview George Soros doesn't want you to see, posted by Elon Musk.
In the last 2 years, you've been blamed for financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yes.
Are you that powerful?
It's a great misunderstanding. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do. As a competitor, I've got to compete to win. As a human being, I am concerned about the society in which I live.
Which George Soros am I talking to now? The amoral George Soros or the moral George Soros?
It's one person. It's one person who at one time engages in amoral activities and at the rest of the time tries to be moral.
You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian.
Right.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many years. Yeah. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish.
He's 14.
And here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there.
Yeah.
I should be there.
And he said many times that it was the best experience of his life.
Of course, I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was well, actually, funny way. It's just like in markets, that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. Whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator. The property was being taken away. So I had no role in taking away that property. So I had no sense of guilt.
I agree. Only to a point. So here's the thing. He's 14 years old. They're getting sent to these camps because he's Jewish. He made a decision to stay alive, and it impacted his life to make decisions that he needs to make in this life, and he benefit from it. I say, I'm glad that you're not dead. Congratulations on what you achieved. And I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah. And he did go on to actually work for the Nazis, and said it was one of the best experiences of his life. Like, he's not a good man. He really isn't.
Let's talk about Nazis, man. I do not agree with Nazis, man. I'm not a Nazi. I do not agree with killing people because of what they are, whether they're Jewish, black, white, Chinese, Mexican. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that he made a decision. Now you got to realize, whether we like it or not, one of the greatest histories in our world pretty much comes down to Hitler. Bad man, but he's still part of our history. He almost took over. He was going by country, trying to take it over. Had he succeeded, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I'm in that situation, I hate to say this, and I wasn't in that situation. I'm just saying, if I was in that situation and I lied about it because I wanted to stay alive, mine is that I am 14 years old and I want to stay alive. And if I have to contribute with Nazis, even though they don't know exactly who I am, and benefit by learning their ways, then like
survive as best you can in any situation.
Now, you're a 14 kid. Now, if I was an adult and I had kids and stuff, that's different. I'd die for my kids. It didn't matter. Take me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, fear makes you do a lot of things.
It does.
I personally, I remember I was 14 years old, and I give my shirt off for people. I'm there for anybody. I used to help the homeless, and I fed the homeless, and I clothed the homeless, and I make sure they had clean clothes. And I love people very much. But like, you got to realize, when in that moment, who's not going to choose life? You know what I mean?
Yeah. My point is, he said that experience went on to shape the man that he was. The experience he had and learning how to manipulate the system, and regardless of who he hurts, went on to shape the man he was and became the man he was.
So is he a Nazi?
Yes, he is a Nazi. He aligned himself with the Nazis, and everything that he learned from Nazism all the way back to when he was 14 shaped who he became as a businessman, and applies those same principles today. What we were looking at in the interview, he was saying he has no regard for the impact that he has on a society. He's about making money, and his experiences in the events of World War II, for better or for worse, helped shape who he is and his behavior and disregard for the consequences.
Oh, I must have
And the impact
misunderstood
that it
all
has
that
on
stuff, man. I take everything back.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
damn, dude.
You gotta understand doing what you have to do to survive. I mean, if you're homeless
Yeah.
and you're starving, you gotta steal a fucking peach off a fucking
I'm just saying,
food
if
cart
he's
you have a
14,
chance.
if if he had to do that, decide at 14. But if you could walk away, man, walk the fuck away. But he decided to accept
he
that.
decided
And he
to
fell in
stay
love with it.
and fell in love with it and has applied the same
That's bullshit.
models throughout his entire life, regardless of
No.
who he hurts, so long as it benefits him.
That's bullshit, dude. We have a lot of people like that in our government right now.
Yeah, but even if he was an upstanding guy, you know, regardless of anything he did back then, you know, you looking at it now, he's a fucking billionaire. He's probably one of the most powerful and influential people on the planet. But yet, considering he funds a lot of the Democratic side of things, you know, particularly Black Lives Matter protests, No Kings protests, like he is one of the biggest funders of those operations.
Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, I get it to a point. This is what I understand.
Go ahead and take point. I'm gonna take a piss.
All right, so I believe that Black lives do matter, but I also believe all lives matter. But I don't think that's the point of why they're protesting Black Lives Matter. They want to stand and let them know they matter as well as anybody else. The problem with that is that already existed. This whole Black Lives Matter protestation is to me is ridiculous because there's a lot of hate on both sides of the party. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there's nothing that a black person can do and a white person can do. We're all equal. Don't act like everybody in the world is either rich or poor. We've been through a lot. A lot of black people think that we have more privileges than they do, and that's ridiculous, because if that's the case, then my life sucks. I have no privileges at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even have one of my kids living with me. I can barely afford my bills. As of right now, I've been looking for work, and I've been applying, trying to get at least a job to as many or could even get money rolling again. I'm trying to give my kids the life that I never had. All I get for is hate from everybody. But my thing is, I love all people. I don't think we should be protesting and doing all this stuff, because we should start loving one another. That's one of the greatest fears from the government, is we stand together and we change this thing. You know what I mean? I have no hate whatsoever for anybody who has different color skin. When someone buys a painting, it's not the art that's on there, it's the different colors of the art. And that's beautiful. And we're God's art. Black, white, Chinese, we're all beautiful in our own way. Racism is created by man. Man, it doesn't matter. We are all God's children. We all are loved. The greatest thing in life is love, and this hate, racist bullshit needs to stop. There is nothing, like I said before, there is nothing that a black, white, Mexican, or anybody can do that I can't do. I'm in the same shithole as you all.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's the government's biggest fear, man. If we start standing up together, we can make this world a better place, man. Stop the riots, stop the hate. Just go to your neighbors and start hugging, love one another, stand up together. We can make this world a better place. But you know, I do know my history. I'm not happy. And as a white person, I'm gonna tell you something. Caucasian, man. I'm Italian, white. I have African American blood to me, but only 2.5%. My thing is, I come from many races. I'm a mutt, man.
Yeah.
Not all black people on earth are full black. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and no white person on earth is pure white either.
That's
like,
what
at this
I'm.
point, there's no such thing as a pure race. We're all mixed with something.
We're all mixed with something, but you got to realize we all came from two people. Two people. You know what I mean? We're all connected in one way. We're all related in one way. We're just a bunch of distant cousins.
We're all a bunch of cousin fuckers.
You know what I mean? So here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna say this straight up, and I'm gonna let this subject go because I take it to heart, man. I know I understand the history enough. Do I believe in slavery? No. Do I have a lot of opinions about it? Yes. I don't think. I know that the African people actually sent their black people to the United States. We didn't really ask for it, but we did. And I'm not saying what we did was justified because it was horrible. I read so many stories. I love Martin Luther King Jr. I think his story is great. I love Abraham Lincoln because he decided to stand up and say all men are equal under God, which gave everybody the right. And you're hating the white people, but you're not grazing the white people that wanted to benefit you guys' freedom. And I'm not talking about anybody who's alive today.
Yeah, it was white people that freed them.
Right.
You know, it was other Africans that enslaved them and sold them to the Jewish slave trade, not the white slave trade, but the Jewish slave trade, who in turn sold to the Europeans and colonials. And it was white colonials and Europeans who won, and Russians.
So I mean,
who fought for black freedom.
I'm for all the African American people out there, I'm just saying you can't hate all white people because some of us had your back, and it was out of love and respect. And there's nothing wrong with me loving another person in a different race. My first two children are half Mexican. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't judge her because she was Mexican. My wife, I think she's Irish. You know what I mean? Are you Irish?
If anything, I'm most likely German.
German.
No wonder she's so angry.
Yeah, she's a Nazi. I'm just kidding, babe. Wait. No, what I'm trying to say, joking aside, is that
being a Nazi.
You know,
I am the furthest thing from a blonde. Thank you.
Okay, but the roots, baby. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Burnett. All right, calm your bridges. Wait, I'm just joking. Calm down. All right. Anyways, like I said,
we're about to see the first murderer on the World Resistance.
Yeah, that would have been great, huh? Yeah. Well, it's nice knowing you guys. See you in heaven. But the hate, guys. Not one black person on earth right now in the United States that I know. We're not slaves. We're never a slave. They don't exist no more. I have nothing but love for all people, man. It's just
and that's what the globalist system and the government fears.
They want exactly because they know if we do, they're fucked.
Yeah, and that's what irks me about the Democratic Party. I used to be a Democrat. I would say out of line, I am an old school 90s Democrat and a modern day Republican by standard. But the reason I can't get behind the Democratic Party is because they still cling to the left-right paradigm and still fight regarding all this nonsensical bullshit.
Right, exactly.
And whereas many people on the right are waking up and going, okay, we understand that the globalist system exists. That's why most people voted for Trump, because they're waking up and going, okay, it's not left and right. It's the system versus the people. And this asshole is too big of an asshole to be controlled by them. So let's send him to go fight for us. That was the mindset. And then he went and aligned himself with the enemy, it seems.
Just imagine this for a little bit. Like, imagine if you stop working. Everybody in the whole world, we all gather up one day. I'll give it 1 week. Stop working for 1 week. The whole
And the
United
economy,
States.
the whole system collapses.
It will collapse. And guess what? Then they'll have no choice but to listen to the people.
Yeah.
We just got to stand. That's it. It's not that hard.
It needs to happen.
Take a week off, guys. Go have a beer or something. Go sit down and relax. Play some video games. You know what I mean? Let them crumble.
Okay.
And maybe they'll give us the secrets that we need to know about our power. How about that?
Here. I'm down with that.
You know what I mean? Like, how about they give us the answers that we want? Otherwise, we won't do this.
Okay. So since I'm going to be an egomaniac about this, my birthday is on the 13th of August, and I'd like my birthday to be a national holiday because of this. Let's start a revolution. Let's call for nobody to go to work for the week of August 13th, from the 10th to the 14th, or let's just do the full week.
I'll tell you what,
from Sunday the 9th, Sunday August 9th to Saturday August 15th, nobody goes to work. That's my birthday week, and it'll give enough time for people to plan. Nobody go to work on
what's the job's going to do? Fire
August
you?
9th to Saturday, August 15th.
What's your job's going to do? If nobody's there, you're ain't going to get fired because there was nobody there. We're going to fire everybody in the whole world. People need to wake up, man. They need to wake up.
I won't be at work. I guarantee
I'll tell you
I
what.
won't be at work that day.
I'm telling you, man, like this is exactly what we need to do. And my fear is it won't happen. I'll do it. I'll do it with you.
All right, let's do it.
You know what I mean? But I'm going to do it for the people. All people.
Yeah. August 9th through August 15th, nobody go to work. That'll be Sunday through Saturday. That'll be a full fucking week.
I know it's a dream, but didn't Martin Luther King Jr. have a dream too? We all need to stand together as people, man.
I'm dreaming about some barbecue wings.
Dude, I want that, what do you call that, babe? That garlic parmesan wings. You know what I mean?
That does sound good. Like garlic's too strong.
I love garlic, bro.
Like garlic bread is good. I like garlic bread.
Dude, and when I
gotta be careful with the kind of bread that I eat, because
although I am very thankful because when I eat garlic and I kiss my wife, she doesn't shrivel up, so I know she's not a vampire.
I'm gonna let the joke go. Oh, fuck it. She's a vampire. She just sucks proteins from somewhere else.
All my kids, listen. She don't
swallow my kids.
Damn, man. That went south fast.
It did. Why do you think I don't have kids? Because I pull out and she swallows my babies.
Oh my God. All right, I heard a joke. Want to hear it?
Shoot.
So there's this guy in the hospital, right? And the doctors desperately need to know what the type of blood he has, and that's the only way he can survive. And so his son walks out and goes, "I'm sorry, but my dad's such a great gentleman. He just kept me saying, be positive, be positive."
Nice.
So I thought it was the funniest joke ever, dude.
Good dad joke. Good dad joke.
Hey, let me tell you guys. All right, this is how bad I'm not bad. I'm gonna tell you a white joke. How come it's hard for white people to swim in the ocean for a long time?
Shoot.
Crackers seem to get soggy after a while.
No, you don't get one now because you guys can't be.
What do Michael Jackson and caviar have in common?
Quiet, and I promise.
What?
Then you better lay down. And you
They
better
both
wait for them to say
come on
four.
little white crackers.
No.
Oh shit. Oh my God, dude. I've heard jokes like that. Like, how come Michael Jackson shops at Walmart?
Because he heard little boys' clothes were half off.
Yeah, isn't that horrible?
Yeah, the thing is, the Epstein files actually exonerate him. He was completely innocent in that. In fact, he was actually a protector of children.
Yeah, you know,
according to the Epstein files, he is completely acquitted. Michael Jackson did no wrong, and in fact was a huge protector.
That's what I'm saying. But I knew that from the
pedophile.
beginning.
Protector of children against the pedophile elites in Hollywood.
But even Macaulay Culkin came out when he became older and told everybody in the world, nah, he didn't do nothing to me.
Yeah, that's why his career went to fucking shit and he wound up on drugs and shit like that. They fucking went after him hardcore.
I heard
and
that
tried to destroy him.
I heard it was Macaulay Culkin's parents that made him do all this stuff so he didn't get a check.
Yeah, his parents, like many parents of child stars, take their kids' money and fucking blow it.
Which is ridiculous, man. Come on, man. You know he was innocent. You put a lot of hate on him for the world to start hate, to start all this bullshit. And he was innocent and he was a good guy. He was one of the best singers and dancer of our generation, like in the world. You know what I mean? And people mocked him. They even put him on certain TV shows, making him look like an idiot and stuff. Man, I think the world owes him an apology. I don't care if he's dead. He needs to get an apology.
Yeah, he deserves an apology because the media sold a lie that they knew was a lie. They told you Michael Jackson was a perv. You've seen him on the TV. They told you he liked little boys and had them touch his pee-pee.
Right, I heard a lot of them. It was all a lie. All of it, man.
God rest Michael, and thank you to Michael for protecting children.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Yeah. God rest your soul, man.
An apology, but a huge thank you to Michael for having stepped up and against the establishment, against all odds, to protect children.
And he went through a lot, man. His hair, he had his condition where it's making his skin white, and people thought he bleached himself. He didn't bleach. He had a
vitiligo.
Yeah, and it was pretty bad. And he wanted to feel a part of everybody. So yeah, he wanted to change his appearance because he wanted to fit in. You guys don't understand what he's been through. You guys don't understand the struggles he had to just to feel like fit. Even though he was one of the biggest things in the world, he had a lot of depression, and y'all just made it faster. You know what I mean?
And that's why he died, because he was fighting against the pedophile elites in Hollywood, apart from trying to retain his ownership of the majority of the stocks in Sony and his catalog and the Beatles catalog as well, along with quite a few other artists.
I think
that was a big thing. And those were the two things that got him killed. I
heard there was a
Sony
person
rights and protecting children.
I think he had a personal doctor or something like that, or a nurse that couldn't give him drugs when he needed it.
They killed him. The same reason it's the same reason they killed Prince. You gotta tell me that Prince died of fucking not Xanax. Fentanyl exposure.
Yep.
He had aspirin coated in fentanyl. He took a couple aspirin and it was coated in fentanyl.
Well, look at Elvis. He died on the toilet, right? A drug overdose.
Yeah.
What's that one dude?
Yeah, that was another catalog that was connected to Michael, was the Elvis catalog. Elvis, the Beatles, his own catalog, his own music catalog.
Yeah, these people are dying, man, like drug overdoses. But no one cares about them. They only care about what they can produce for the people. Like when I love singers, when I follow people, like especially on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, I'm like, I follow them because I think they're unique people. You know what I mean? I don't want to benefit from them and not like give something back. Like, so I always reply like, thanks, man. You did a great job. Good job, man. Like, keep going. Give them encouragement. Let them know that they're heard and not for what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like Robin Williams. You know what I mean? I found out. Yeah. We just found out, and if you guys should look this up, he didn't actually kill himself.
Really?
Look it up.
Let's Google this. Didn't kill. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Williams died by suicide via hanging. His death was driven by a severe undiagnosed neurological condition rather than solely by depression. We're not seeing anything.
I'll have to look it up for you. But for okay, so
yeah,
what
I
I mean,
I don't want to present that as a fact.
No. So before you guys, anybody misunderstand me, I'm not saying that he didn't harm himself. I'm just saying, okay, so if you look at, I read the whole thing. So he actually went to a coffee shop, fine as hell, making jokes, having fun. People saw him. See you tomorrow. And his wife badgered him and yelled at him, and she says, "I'd rather you be dead than being married to you."
Damn.
And that was the one. That's what I'm saying. I don't consider it suicide. He may have done it, but his wife pretty much
drove him
told
to it.
Yeah. So, like, to me, that's not really. That's if your sole purpose and you have all. You gotta realize, if you look him up, he has a bad depression. That's why he acts the way he does, especially in front of.
Apparently, had a neurological disorder as well.
So here's the thing: like, the only one person that you can count on, your wife, tells you to go kill yourself, and she was the only thing that actually mattered to him.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to do, especially with his condition?
Yeah, he not only had depression, but he apparently also had a non-diagnosed neurological condition, apparently, as well.
So I don't think he killed himself on that aspect, is what I'm trying to say.
You don't think it was unprovoked?
Right.
Shut up. Lay down.
I don't think he did it just to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, nobody does it just to do it.
Well, look, the majority.
You look at JDF.
He
was fighting with his wife all that day. They were on the verge of divorce, trying to work things out, and he just reached his breaking point and hung himself in the bathroom. I mean, and you realize how small those bathrooms are.
Do you realize
hotel bathroom?
The majority of suicides in the world are men. Majority. And a lot of them is, you have no idea how much pride. You see, us men, if I'm talking about men, I'm not putting women down at all. You got to realize men don't talk about shit if it hurts them. Our men are,
because we're expected to be strong all the time. And if we talk about our feelings,
we eat,
it's regarded as a sign of weakness. So we just don't talk about it. We just fix the problem as best we can. And then we brag about our success afterwards. And if we don't overcome whatever it is we're struggling with, we just keep it to ourselves, and
it builds up.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. Like, if I have no purpose and I failed as a father, I failed as a husband, and for some reason the world keeps hitting me down, and I feel like I lost my purpose in this world. You know, you gotta realize, no one really talks to me. I'm not putting down anything, but like 90% of the time, everything goes to the woman. Everything. Our children go to the women. Our lives go to the women. Majority of women don't want to work. Now, I don't want my wife to work. That's the problem.
Division of property, alimony, child support, child custody, 9 times out of 10 goes to the women.
Everything goes to the woman. You know what I mean? And how's that fair?
It's not.
We're the providers. You see men out there working on oil rigs and undersea bullshit and electric currents and crap, walking on wires, constructions. Majority of the things that are built in this country is by good men. Now, I hate to say this, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but if you cut all the women out of the world and it's just a men, we would still be where we're at. We'd need women, though, in this world for us to exist. And I hate to say it like that.
They are needed for reproduction, but as far as terms of making the world go round and women feeling safe and whatnot, you know, men are a necessity.
Yes. Now, it was turned the opposite direction. Now, if all the men in the whole world were gone and it was just women, I honestly doubt that we would have what we have today.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you look at the variables of what happened when they put men and women on separate islands. The men worked together. They applied jobs based on their strengths and weaknesses and managed to maintain functionality. Whereas the women, after 2 days had to be evac'd out of there because they couldn't get it together.
Right. So the men, they had a water system going through their camp.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
system. They had it all together, and the women they couldn't
Now-
work together. They couldn't figure out what to do or who should do what, and they had to be evacuated out of there after 2 days. They just couldn't get it together.
And any man out there that thinks that they're better than a woman, I think is garbage. But like,
Oh yeah,
well, my thing is, I fully believe that women are smarter than men. You know what I mean?
yeah, women have unique strengths and weaknesses.
Right. So my
And
thing,
men
there's-
have unique strengths and weaknesses.
We-
We need to celebrate our differences, not shun each other or play this game of the battle of the sexes bullshit.
I think we should have more women doctors. I think we should have more women lawyers. I don't think women should be president. I don't think they should run a country. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Women, you gotta realize, men are logical. We're all logical, mental. Women are emotional.
They
So
are.
you gotta realize, like, when we put our mind to something, an average man, and I think all you men will agree, once we have in our mind to do something, we're gonna do it whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? We built a great country. Now, women, you have no idea how easy it is for you guys. And I'm not saying that we're better. I'm just saying we're stronger. We're built that way. God made men strong, and they go plow the field, and the women need to tend to the flocks. They needed to raise babies. Like, here's the thing. To me, if I go out and work a job and I come home and my wife's taking care of the kids, to me, that is equal. That is taking care of kids is just as hard than me going to work as well.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, we're also protectors. You know what I mean? Like, I build the house, she makes it into a home. I give her the ingredients, she makes the meals. She cooks, I do the dishes. She fills up the trash, I take it out. She's having a hard time with the kids, I take over. Here's the thing. Women have the ability to say, no, I'm not going to work here. Or they go to a job, and I can't do that. Us men cannot go, I'm not going to work this job.
Yeah, a woman can find somebody to take care of her.
Right.
Easy.
But here's the thing. The women, and I'm not talking about Gen X or my generation of women. I'm talking about a lot of women are only dating bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can treat me like shit and do whatever you want to my body, but if you're making like 6 figures in a year, that's what I want.
Yeah, they'll go for the bad boys and they'll go for the money, and hopefully they can get both.
There's no
in that
romance.
regard.
There's no love. One thing that my mother said to me, which is great, I'll never forget it. I asked my mom once years ago when I was younger, and I said, what made you pick dad? Because my dad's a dork, but he's big and strong. You know what I mean? Like, he's a worker. He's been through a lot too.
Yeah, he could demonstrate himself as a provider and a protector.
So here's the thing. It's like, what did dad have a bank account to get you? And mom's like, she said this, I'll never forget it, man. She said, if we were in the alley living in a cardboard box, and as long as your father's arm was around me, I was home.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Why is it that men can date a woman from Burger King, but a woman can't do the same? It's still a job.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Society and media, which is leftist run, has perpetuated this ideology, this princess treatment. Oh, you need to date up, all this other shit. They're prioritizing the wrong things, and they're demonizing men. They're demonizing masculinity, and it's an ass backwards way of thinking. Because if a woman gets in trouble, who's the first one that she runs to? Like if she needs legal protection, who's she going to run to? A cop. And they're going to lean more on the male cop than a female cop, obviously, because they trust in the strong masculinity. If their house is burning down, they want a strong firefighter who can come in and get them out and save them, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so masculinity is a necessity. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't people who are dickheads, guys in particular. There are guys out there who will abuse women and treat them bad, and in many regards be equated as toxic masculine.
Those guys.
But true masculinity is not toxic at all and needs to be done away with. Again, it's a lot of this ass backwards thinking, the divide and conquer narrative. Oh, we need to be divided by race. Oh, we need to be divided by our sexuality or our genders or our political stances. All this division. Oh, we need to be opposed because of this, that, or the other. It needs to stop. And like you said earlier, we need unity. We need to unite because it's the prison guards' tactic. Keep the inmates pitted against each other so they never rise up against the guards. And they use race, religion, politics, gender, sexuality, anything they can to keep us divided. Thomas, go ahead.
Here's the thing. That's the only way we can do it. That is the only way. There's no other way than that. Not one person. Because if, God forbid, if someone shot the president, there will be another president. It's not going to fix nothing. It's probably make shit worse. My thing is, we need to stand together.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I think somebody's at my door.
We just need to stand together as people, man. Because honestly, the world will be a better place. We can probably get the health care we need. We could probably get food raised down, gas raised down, rent raised down, taxes raised down. Probably get paid more because they need us. The people, they need us. Do you hear me? They need us to build their empire. We're just a bunch
I don't know what the hell that was. Nobody was out the door. I think it was a cat.
Those kids look to be about the same age as mine.
Maybe it was Mikey trying to say thank you for talking to him.
Probably.
But yeah, in general, like seriously, like it's. I saw this cool picture. It's like I said this before. It's like a big giant game of Monopoly, man, and we're all underneath this board, and they're playing the pieces of our lives. All we need to do is stand up together. Game's over.
Yep. All these people are worried. All these Democrats are worried about Trump, and let's not mince words. MAGA is about it too. The MAGAs and the far left, they're all worried about Trump. They're all fixated on Trump, and the Democrats saying, "Oh, we get rid of Trump. Problem solved." No, Trump is a puppet. All these politicians are puppets. Okay, there are people above them. There is a shadow government. There are powers above the president of the United States that you don't know anything about,
right?
Because you don't want to know about it.
If that God,
most of these people are fucking scared, too scared shitless. Like most Democrats I know are too afraid to look at the situation. They don't want to talk about the New World Order or that 9/11 was an inside job because it's too fucking scary for them. They would rather be caught up in the left-right paradigm because that's easier. It's like saying, "Oh, I don't want to hear about Hitler killing Jews And then next thing you know, Israel, Poland's getting invaded, and you're on your way to a concentration camp because you didn't want to hear about it. Well, eventually it's going to come to your doorstep. The New World Order, the Great Reset, Agenda 2030, it's all fucking real. And until we wake up, unite, and accept the reality of what is happening, it's never going to change. They're perpetuating this divide and conquer narrative. They're dumbing us down in school. I mean, kids can't even read the damn Constitution anymore. The left want to quote the Constitution, but most of their younger generation can't even fucking read the Constitution because they're not taught cursive in school. They don't even know how to read a hand clock.
It's yeah, all this. They're allowed to use calculators. They have Chromebooks. They can look up shit and rewrite what's on. I mean, because everything is going electronic, everything. And when I was a kid, I had to use a number 2 pencil and some college paper. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I was hands-on doing my work. You know what I mean? I know a lot about my history because of school. But these kids, they can't even tell you, hey man, what's the square root of 9?
Yeah.
What? 10? What? You know what I mean? Like, because they're giving these kids the answer, man. You know what I mean? We need to.
They're not being prepared in any way for the real world. They're not prepared for success.
And then you got all these cocky kids out there that think they know everything and they don't know shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like men beating on women and being cocky to your neighbor and your elders. And there's no respect or yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And everybody's getting offended because they were saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And they want something, they're going to steal it, man. Like the comedy sucks, dude. Like, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit anymore, man.
Nope.
All they care about is bombs and ammunition, man, and going to war. And they're benefiting off of us because they're trying to scare us because we can't stand together, unite. I'm telling you, our world would be a better place. And here's another thing. My personal belief, besides all this, is that I don't believe in division, like London and all the other countries in America and China and all that in Russia. I believe that we are all from this planet. God made this planet, and we should be able to live and be wherever we want to be and live happy.
Yeah.
I would love for us to take our bombs and dismount them and ruin them and get rid of them, and we all just go back instead of using cash, money, which everybody in the world is having a problem with right now because some people are wealthier than others. We go back to trading,
the barter system.
Instead of teaching people a lot of stuff, why don't you teach them how to farm?
Yeah, I mean they can't even read fucking cursive. You think they're gonna fucking farm? Like, dude, tell me, show this to any fucking youngster nowadays, and ask them to read this and tell them what it says.
I do too, buddy. Heck yeah, I do. Big one.
Hey, anybody who graduated school recently, what does that say? What does that say? What does it say, ladies and gentlemen?
No.
You don't know what it says. If you can't even read that, you think you're going to read the Constitution? You think you're going to read the Bill of Rights? You think you're going to know what your fucking rights are? That's why they don't teach you this shit. They don't teach you the Constitution and the Bill of Rights in school. They don't teach you cursive because if you don't know your rights, it's easier for them to take it away. Again, we need to move past this divide and conquer narrative, and we need to stop getting caught up in this fucking bullshit and arguing about these stupid fucking things. I don't know what else to say about it. Thomas, closing thoughts. You there, Thomas? Oh, I think we lost him. I mean, I really got nothing else. I mean, people really need to sit down and educate themselves and understand how systems work, what the games are that are being played, and who the players are. We need to look at educate ourselves and educate our young about the bigger picture. Okay, we need to start prioritizing education that is important. Oh, you want to know about communism and socialism? Okay, let's look at that and investigate it. It was like why it didn't actually work and why countries like China still have communism and how they managed to, quote, make it work, because it's a fucking dictatorship that controls your every fucking move. They have a fucking social credit score. Okay, you do or say anything that they don't like, your social credit score goes down. You don't eat that day. That's the only way these systems survive. And everywhere in the world, it has always failed. And the only time it survives is when there is a system of tyrannical control. And that's what these globalists want. They want you to willingly accept tyrannical control. You eat what they tell you, what you eat and how much of it you get to eat will be decided. Oh, you're going to eat the bug protein. You're going to eat the cockroach. You're going to drink the cockroach milk. Okay? You're going to do your job and you're not going to oppose the government. Watch, you'd have a communist dictatorship, but you'd have somebody like Donald Trump, who's a complete fucking dickhead. And you can't speak out against him because then your social credit score goes down. You don't eat, or you don't drive, or you don't get to leave your house or get back into your house. Okay, that's how shit like that works. Until you understand how things work and understand and accept the bigger picture of not only how things work, but who the key players are, and it isn't Donald fucking Trump, things are not going to change for the better. And you're just going to continue spinning your wheels and fighting for their causes and playing their game and being used as sacrificial lambs led to the slaughter for their globalist cause. You think that fighting ICE is fighting against tyranny? No. You're justifying the globalist tyranny tightening its grip on our society. Okay, you are adding justification to their tyrannical control while they're paying you to do it. You don't even realize it. And the reason you are pitted against Republicans is because the Republicans, who aren't diehard MAGA idiots, are the ones waking up to it and railing against it. And most of everybody thought it was going to be Donald Trump to pull us back from that. That's the only reason he got voted for. It was the same reason that people voted for Obama back in the day, because they didn't trust the system. And they thought Obama was the golden child, the one to actually make change. He promised change and didn't deliver. Trump promised change and didn't deliver. It was the same fucking thing. Okay? Same vulture. Two wings of the same fucking vulture. And we, the American people, fell for it. We fell for it with Obama, and we fell for it with Trump. The system is fucking playing us, and until we stand up, they're going to keep playing us for fucking fools. That's why Elon Musk and all these motherfuckers are super fucking rich, because they know how to fucking play the system, and you weren't taught how. They know how. They were taught how. You weren't. Their educational system taught them how to fucking play the system. Our educational system taught us how to be cogs in the machine. They taught us nothing. Okay? They taught us how to be slaves to the system. And until we stand up, it's never going to change. You want to be caught up in the left-right paradigm? You want to fight for stupid fucking causes that further the globalist tyrannical agenda that's going to lead you into a dictatorship? Stay the course. But otherwise, you need to get over your fucking fear and look at the fucking truth. Stop burying your head in the fucking sand and allowing this to be too big for you to handle, and accept that whether or not you think it's too big for you to handle, it's coming for you regardless. Okay? There were people in World War II in these countries that were affected by the Holocaust that thought the same way you do. They fought against things they thought were tyrannical, and they got played into the system. And other people thought it was just too big for them to even think about. And they just thought if they just kept their heads down, that the storm would pass them and they'd be all right. Next thing you know, they were in a concentration camp. Okay? Don't be one of those people. Don't get caught up in playing that fucking game and then being led off to the slaughter. Don't be cannon fodder, and don't be a victim to a future tyrannical government because you wanted to keep your head low. You don't have that luxury anymore. History has taught, if history has taught us anything, it's that you can't trust the system and you can't keep your head down. That the system will manipulate you for its own gain, or keeping your head down isn't going to save your ass. It's time to wake up, realize the truth of what's going on, and realize who the key players are, and put your focus on them. And until then, nothing's going to change. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to call it a night. We've already done 2 podcasts, Grey Jedi TV and TinMan TV. So it is time to call it a night, guys. Let's go ahead and cue the closer. There's nothing else I can really add there. Thank you, Tommy Bird, for coming on and sharing your thoughts and opinions and your information. Always a pleasure to have you on, brother. And thank you for everybody who tuned in. It's been a great 2 hours. At some point, we got to call it a night. So if you liked these podcasts, share the retransmission. Follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. Check out our online store for tons of great merchandise and keep the conversation going. We will engage with you on camera and off. We love talking to you. We love picking your brain. We love engaging with the public and waking people up, sharing ideas. And also, come August, shut down the system. August 9th through the 15th, nobody goes to work. I won't be going to work. August 9th through the 15th, Sunday through Saturday, no work. Let's shut down the system. So, until next time, I am Chris Sheldon, the Tin Man with the Worldwide Resistance Network. This has been another episode of TinMan TV. And Revan will be back Thursday with another episode of Grey Jedi TV. And then Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, will be the Roundtable. So until then, stay strong, stay safe. God bless you all. And as always, never forget, you are the Paul Reveres, you are the Watchmen on the Tower. You, my brothers and sisters, are the resistance. Take care.
You can hear this. You are not alone. This is the resistance.